Something within you has already changed, even if your outer life has not caught up with it yet. There are 3 moments of recognition waiting inside these words. The first comes when you understand why familiar parts of your life have begun to feel unfamiliar. The second comes when you discover why uncertainty can appear precisely when you are moving in the right direction. The third will come later when you recognize what you can carry forward and what no longer needs to travel with you. You do not need to reach all 3 moments at once. You do not need to force yourself to understand everything today. For now, let the first recognition come close. The strangeness you have been feeling is not proof that you are losing your way. It may be the first sign that the way you used to live can no longer hold the person you are becoming. That can be difficult to accept because change does not always arrive as excitement. Sometimes change arrives as restlessness. Sometimes it appears as tiredness you cannot explain. It can show up as a sudden lack of interest in conversations that once kept you occupied, routines that once made you feel secure, or relationships that once seemed to define where you belonged. You may have expected transformation to feel bright and clear. Instead, it may feel quiet, awkward, and strangely empty. You may wake up and go through the same motions, yet something inside you no longer moves with them. You answer the same messages. You sit in the same room. You complete the same responsibilities. You smile when you are expected to smile. From the outside, very little may appear different. Inside, the old rhythm no longer fits. This is not a demand for you to change your life immediately. It is not an instruction to leave, confront, decide, announce, or prove anything. These words are not another task to complete correctly. You are not being asked to make a bold choice before you are ready. Nothing is required of you in this moment. You may listen with uncertainty. You may disagree with parts of what you hear. You may feel hopeful for a few seconds and doubtful immediately afterward. You may feel nothing at all. There is no wrong way to receive a moment of honesty. Some part of you may already be exhausted by advice. You may have heard people tell you to trust the process, think positively, raise your energy, work harder, surrender more, become disciplined, become softer, become stronger, let go, hold on, and somehow know which instruction applies at exactly the right time. It is tiring to be told that every difficult feeling must become a lesson before you have even had time to feel it. It is tiring to turn your life into a constant improvement project. So this is not a project. You do not have to repair yourself while listening. You do not need to become inspiring. You do not have to turn pain into gratitude before your heart is ready. You are permitted to be a person whose inner world is changing faster than language can explain. The first milestone is not a solution. It is recognition. You may have checked your phone several times today without knowing exactly what you hoped to find. A message, perhaps, a change, a sign that someone finally understood, an invitation that would make the next step clearer, an apology, a response, a small interruption to the feeling that your life has been repeating itself. The screen may have remained ordinary. The silence may have felt personal. You put the phone down, then reached for it again a few minutes later. Not because you are weak, not because you are too dependent. Your mind was searching for evidence that something had moved. When the inner world begins to shift, the outer world can seem painfully slow. You look for visible proof because invisible change is difficult to trust. You want the email, the conversation, the opportunity, the answer, or the unexpected opening that confirms you are not imagining what you feel. Without that proof, you may question yourself. You may wonder whether you have become ungrateful. You may tell yourself that your life is fine and that you should stop making things complicated. You may list everything that is technically okay. You may remind yourself of what other people are going through. You may try to shrink your own confusion by comparing it to someone else's suffering. Still, the feeling remains. Something is different. You may replay recent conversations after they end, not because anything dramatic happened, but because you heard yourself speaking and did not fully recognize the person who was answering. You agreed when you wanted time. You laughed when you felt distant. You gave the familiar response because it was easier than explaining a feeling you had not named. Later, alone, you thought of what you might have said. You imagined being more honest. You wondered why honesty suddenly felt so important. There may be people you still care about who no longer feel easy to be around. Their presence may not be harmful. They may not have done anything wrong. Yet you feel yourself becoming smaller, louder, quieter, more agreeable, or more performative when you are with them. You leave the interaction tired. Then guilt appears. You ask why you cannot just enjoy things the way you used to. You worry that changing means becoming cold. You worry that needing space means you no longer love people. You worry that a new boundary will be interpreted as rejection. So you continue to offer the old version of yourself because everyone already knows how to respond to that person. The old version of you may have been dependable. The old version may have known how to keep the peace. That person knew how to anticipate moods, soften difficult truths, remain useful, and make other people comfortable. That person may have survived by reading rooms quickly. They may have learned how to speak in ways that prevented conflict. They may have become skilled at carrying emotional weight before anyone asked them to. These were not character flaws. They were intelligent responses. They helped you belong. They helped you remain connected. They may have protected you during years when connection felt uncertain and approval felt necessary. Now those same responses may feel heavy. You may catch yourself agreeing automatically, then feel resistance rise in your body afterward. You may say yes and immediately wish you had said no. You may begin explaining a decision before anyone has questioned it. You may prepare a defense for a boundary you have not even expressed. Your body may be telling the truth before your mouth is ready. The tightness in your chest, the pressure behind your eyes. the tiredness that arrives when a certain name appears on the screen, the breath you did not realize you were holding, the relief you feel when plans are canceled, followed by guilt because you feel relieved. These reactions do not automatically tell you what decision to make. They are not commands. They are information. You are allowed to receive information slowly. There are days when everything appears almost normal. You may feel steady, productive, and convinced that the strange period has passed. You get things done. You speak with confidence. You make plans for the future. Then a small moment unsettles you. A song, a familiar street, a sentence someone says without knowing how deeply it reaches you. An old photograph, a question about your future. Suddenly, you feel the distance between where you are and where you thought you would be. You may not even know what you are grieving. It is possible to grieve a life that did not happen. It is possible to miss a version of yourself you no longer want to become. It is possible to mourn an expectation while feeling relieved that it is falling away. These emotions can exist together. Relief and sadness, love and distance, gratitude and dissatisfaction, hope and fear, clarity and confusion. And you do not have to choose one emotion and declare it the truth. Human beings can hold more than one truth at a time. You can love what something gave you and know that it cannot take you farther. You can appreciate who you were and stop asking that version of you to lead. You can be thankful for a relationship and still need the relationship to change. You can understand why someone behaved as they did and decide that the behavior is no longer welcome in your life. You can forgive without reopening access. You can move forward without turning the past into an enemy. This is part of the first recognition. The strange feeling is often created by two truths touching each other. One truth says, "This is what I know." The other says, "This is no longer enough." Your mind may try to resolve the tension by returning to what is familiar. Familiarity can feel like safety even when it is painful. The mind knows how to navigate what has happened before. It has maps for old disappointments. It has prepared responses for old conflicts. It knows which parts of you to hide and which parts to present. The unknown does not provide those instructions. So the mind may romanticize what you have already outgrown. You may remember the good moments and forget the cost. You may question a decision because the discomfort of transition feels greater than the discomfort you learned to tolerate. You may want to return, not because returning is right, but because uncertainty is tiring. There is no shame in this. The mind is not betraying you. It is trying to protect you with the tools it already has. A protective mind often prefers a known difficulty to an unknown possibility. It says, "At least we understand the old pain." It says, "At least we know how to survive there." It says, "Perhaps we should wait until we feel completely certain." Complete certainty rarely arrives before movement. Most of the time, certainty grows after you begin honoring what you already know. This does not mean making reckless choices. It does not mean ignoring responsibilities or acting on every strong emotion. It means letting inner honesty become part of the information you use. For a long time, you may have believed that a valid decision must be understood by everyone. You may have waited for other people to agree that you were tired enough, hurt enough, ready enough, or deserving enough. You may have collected reasons as though you were preparing a case. You may still be doing this, explaining why you need rest, explaining why you need distance, explaining why something that appears small has affected you deeply, explaining why your priorities have changed, explaining why you cannot continue giving in the same way. You may think that the perfect explanation will prevent disappointment. It will not always do that. Sometimes people are disappointed because your new honesty changes what they were receiving from your silence. Their disappointment does no automatically mean you have done something wrong. This may be one of the hardest truths to accept when you are used to keeping peace. You can speak with care and still be misunderstood. You can make a thoughtful choice and still upset someone. You can love a person and stop organizing your life around their comfort. You can become clearer without becoming cruel. Your growth does not need to be aggressive to be real. It can begin privately. It can begin as a pause before answering. It can begin as the sentence, "Let me think about that." It can begin by noticing that you are tired. It can begin by no longer arguing with the part of you that needs something different. You may have spent months calling this feeling laziness, indecision, sensitivity, or overthinking. You may have tried to discipline it away. You may have kept yourself busy so that you would not have to hear it. Busyness can create temporary certainty. When every hour is filled, there is little space to ask whether the life filling those hours is still yours. When the activity slows, the questions return. What do I actually want now? Why does this no longer feel right? Who am I when I am not performing the role everyone expects? What happens if I stop forcing myself to fit? These are not small questions. No wonder your system becomes tired when they rise. You do not have to answer them tonight, today, or all at once. A question can be respected without being solved immediately. You can let it sit beside you. You can say, "I hear you." You can stop treating every unanswered question as an emergency. The first milestone is reached when you stop calling the questions proof that you are broken. They are evidence of awareness. Something within you has become unwilling to live entirely on automatic. That unwillingness may feel inconvenient. It may interrupt plans. It may challenge identities you worked hard to build. It may make other people ask what has changed. You may not know what to tell them. You can say, "I am still understanding it." You can say, "I need some time." You can say nothing until the truth has enough roots to be spoken. Not every transformation needs an announcement. Some changes are safest when they are first allowed to become quiet facts inside you. You may have noticed that your tolerance has changed. Things you once brushed aside now stay with you. Words you once laughed off feel sharper. Patterns you once excused have become difficult to ignore. This does not necessarily mean you have become fragile. It can mean you have stopped abandoning your own response. You are hearing yourself sooner. You are recognizing the moment discomfort begins rather than waiting until it becomes unbearable. This is not weakness. It is earlier awareness. Earlier awareness gives you more choices. You can pause before resentment grows. You can speak before silence becomes self-erasure. You can rest before exhaustion becomes collapse. You can ask for support before everything becomes unmanageable. You can leave a conversation before it becomes harmful. You can reconsider a commitment before it consumes your well-being. There is wisdom in hearing the first whisper instead of waiting for the scream. Still, you may distrust that wisdom. You may tell yourself you are overreacting. You may think you need more proof. You may wait for the situation to become obviously bad so that your choice will feel justified. Many people wait for pain to become undeniable because they were never taught that discomfort deserves attention. You do not need a disaster before you are permitted to make an adjustment. You do not need betrayal before you can ask for honesty. You do not need complete burnout before you can rest. You do not need to hate a place before you can leave it. You do not need to stop loving someone before you can create distance. You do not need to explain your entire history before saying, "This is not working for me." Your inner life does not need to appear dramatic to be worthy of care. This does not mean every discomfort is a sign to walk away. Some discomfort comes with healing, learning, accountability, and necessary conversations. The point is not to avoid every difficult feeling. The point is to become curious about what the feeling is communicating. Does this discomfort come from stretching into a more honest life? Or does it come from repeatedly betraying what you know? Does this fear appear because the next step is new, or because the environment is unsafe? Does this tiredness come from meaningful effort, or from carrying what was never meant to be yours alone? These questions deserve patience. They do not deserve punishment. You may have learned to distrust yourself because there were times when you made choices from fear. Perhaps you stayed too long somewhere. Perhaps you left before speaking. Perhaps you believed someone who could not meet you honestly. Perhaps you ignored your needs and then reacted after resentment had already grown. You may use those moments as evidence that your judgment cannot be trusted. But past choices were made with the awareness, resources, and capacity you had at the time. You know more now. You can move differently now. Self-trust is not believing that you will never make another mistake. It is knowing that you can listen, adjust, seek help, learn, and choose again. You are not required to predict the entire future. You are learning to remain honest in the present. That is enough for one step. There may also be a quieter grief beneath the strangeness, the realization that becoming more yourself may change who can walk closely with you. This does not always happen. Some relationships deepen when honesty enters them. Some people are relieved when you stop pretending. Some connections become stronger because you finally bring your full presence. Other relationships may resist the change. They may prefer the version of you who never needed anything. The version who replied immediately. The version who absorbed tension. The version who remained available regardless of the cost. The version who confused loyalty with limitless access. When that version begins to change, people may say you are different. They may be correct. Different does not mean worse. Different does not mean unloving. Different may mean that your life is finally including you. You may be learning that being needed and being loved are not the same experience. Being needed can feel intense. It can give you a role, a purpose, and a reason to remain connected. Yet if a relationship depends entirely on what you provide, you may feel invisible when you stop providing it. Love has room for your humanity. Love can hear no. Love can survive a delayed answer. Love can make space for your changing needs. Love does not require you to disappear in order to prove that you care. If this truth feels uncomfortable, do not rush past the discomfort. The word love may carry old rules for you. It may have meant sacrifice without limit. It may have meant keeping secrets, accepting less, avoiding conflict, or making yourself easier to handle. You are permitted to reconsider those rules. You did not invent them alone. They may have been taught through family patterns, cultural expectations, previous relationships, or moments when acceptance depended on your behavior. You may have learned them before you had language to question them. There is no need to blame the younger you for adapting. That person was trying to keep connection. That person was doing their best with an unfinished understanding of love. You can thank that version of yourself without continuing every strategy they used. This is guilt absolution. You are not wrong for having survived through pleasing, hiding, achieving, staying quiet, staying useful, or staying busy. You are not wrong for wanting approval. You are not wrong for having confused familiarity with belonging. You are not wrong for feeling afraid when the old ways stop working. The mind repeats what once protected it until a safer response is practiced enough to become familiar. You are in that practice now. Even your confusion may be part of the practice. There are moments when you will understand yourself clearly. Then an old fear will return and make you question everything. This does not erase your progress. Growth is not proven by never feeling the old fear again. Growth is revealed in how you respond when it returns. Perhaps you pause instead of obeying it. Perhaps you speak to yourself with less cruelty. Perhaps you ask for time. Perhaps you reach towards support. Perhaps you choose not to send the message written from panic. Perhaps you recognize that urgency is not always truth. These may look like small actions. They are not small inside a nervous system that learn to react quickly in order to remain safe. A pause. Can be a new life beginning. A breath can interrupt an inherited pattern. A truthful sentence can change the direction of a relationship. A boundary can end years of silent resentment. A request for help can open a door that self-reliance kept closed. You may not see the full result immediately. The outer world may continue looking ordinary. That is why the beginning of a shift can feel so strange. Your responses start changing before your circumstances do. You become less willing to chase what withdraws from you. You become less interested in proving your value. You start recognizing when a conversation requires you to betray yourself. You begin craving quiet after years of filling every silence. You feel less impressed by intensity and more drawn to steadiness. You stop mistaking anxiety for chemistry. You notice how often you have called unpredictability exciting. You begin wanting a life that does not require constant recovery. These changes can make your previous identity feel unfamiliar. You may ask, who am I if I am no longer chasing? Who am I if I am not the fixer? Who am I if I stop being the person everyone calls first? Who am I if peace becomes more important than being chosen? These questions reveal how closely identity can become tied to struggle. You may have built pride around how much you could carry. You may have received praise for needing very little. You may have been called strong when what you needed was support. You may have been admired for surviving conditions that should never have been yours to endure. Strength was real, so was the cost. You're allowed to want a form of strength that does not hurt you. Strength can include receiving. Strength can include changing your mind. Strength can include saying, I cannot do this alone. Strength can include leaving before you have a perfect plan. Strength can include staying for an honest conversation when your old habit was to disappear. Strength can include choosing softness where harshness once seemed necessary. No single action is always strong. Strength is the action that protects truth, dignity, and well-being in the actual situation before you. This is why no outside voice can make every decision for you. Advice can support you. Wisdom can guide you. Trusted people can help you see what fear has hidden. Yet your life cannot be lived entirely through borrowed certainty. You are learning to hear your own knowing among many voices. That takes time. At first, your knowing may not sound confident. It may arrive as a quiet reluctance, a heaviness, a wish you keep dismissing, a sentence you are afraid to admit. It may say, I do not want this anymore. It may say, I need more. It may say, I am tired of pretending this does not hurt. It may say, I want to be treated with care. It may say, I do not know what comes next, but I know I cannot keep living exactly like this. You do not have to turn the sentence into action immediately. Begin by letting it be true. Truth often becomes clearer when it is no longer forced to fight for permission. You may feel sadness when you admit it. You may feel relief. You may feel both. Let the feelings arrive without making them testify against you. Sadness does not always mean a decision is wrong. Fear does not always mean you should stop. Relief does not always mean the path will be easy. Emotions are messengers, not judges. They provide information, but they do not each hold the entire map. You can listen to them together. Your fear may say, "Please move carefully." Your grief may say, "Honor what mattered." Your anger may say, "Something needs protection." Your relief may say, "There is more space here." Your hope may say, "A different life is possible." None of these voices needs to be silenced. They can become part of a wiser conversation within you. That conversation is already happening. It may be the reason you have felt distracted, emotionally raw, unusually quiet, or unable to enjoy what once helped you escape. The old distractions may no longer be strong enough to drown out what you know. This can feel like losing comfort. It can also be the return of your attention. Your attention is coming back to your own life, not the life you perform, not the life other people approve of, not the life you planned before you knew yourself this well, your actual life, the one happening inside your body, choices, relationships, and ordinary days. You may not know what shape it wants to take. You do not need to know yet. The first recognition is enough. The strangeness has meaning. It is not necessarily predicting disaster. It is not proof that you have failed. It is not evidence that you are too difficult to satisfy. Something in you has become more honest than the life you have been repeating. That honesty may disrupt you before it guides you. It may remove your appetite for what no longer nourishes you before showing you what will. It may create silence where certainty used to be. It may ask you to stop before it tells you where to go. This is not punishment. It is the space between an old answer and a truer one. You can live inside that space without rushing to fill it. You can continue meeting your responsibilities while listening more closely. You can take practical steps without demanding a complete vision. You can move carefully. You can gather support. You can let new preferences emerge. You can watch what gives you energy and what repeatedly drains it. You can become curious about the person appearing beneath the roles. No performance is needed here. No dramatic declaration. No forced optimism. Only a little more honesty than yesterday. Only one less automatic yes. Only one moment where, and you stop explaining your feeling away. Only one choice that includes your well-being. The second recognition will not ask you to become fearless. It will show you something more useful than fearlessness. It will show you why the movement you are feeling beneath your life does not mean the ground has disappeared. For now, place no judgment on the fact that you feel between versions of yourself. The old version deserves compassion. The emerging version deserves room. You are not betraying who you were by becoming someone they could not yet imagine. You are continuing the work they began. Every time that past self endured, learned, hoped, rested, tried again, or quietly wished for something better, they were carrying you toward this moment. You do not need to reject them. You can release them from leading. You can say, "Thank you for bringing me this far." You can say, "You do not have to solve the next part." You can say, "I am listening now." And even if your voice trembles when you say it, the listening has already begun. Something is taking shape beneath the confusion. Something is asking for a life with more truth in it. Soon, you will see why the path between who you were and who you are becoming was never meant to feel completely still. A rope bridge is not built to feel like solid ground. It is built to carry you across open space. That difference matters. Imagine yourself standing at the beginning of such a bridge. Behind you is the cliff of who you have been. It holds the paths you already know, the rooms you have entered many times, the choices you have rehearsed, the names people have called you, and the identity you learn to wear without thinking. Across from you is another cliff. You cannot yet see every detail there. You can see its outline, perhaps. You sense that it exists. You may even feel drawn toward it. Yet distance makes it difficult to know what life will look like when you arrive. Between these two cliffs hangs a bridge made of rope and wooden planks. It is not polished. It does not offer the reassuring firmness of a paved road. The ropes stretch from one side to the other. The boards are held in place, one after another, creating a path where there was once only distance. When you put your first foot onto it, the bridge responds. It moves. The ropes pull slightly beneath your hands. The plank beneath your foot shifts. Your body becomes alert. Every part of you wants to know whether this movement means danger. This is where many people misunderstand the crossing. They expect a safe bridge to remain perfectly still. They imagine that if the path is right, it should feel firm immediately. They think the correct choice should remove all fear, that growth should create instant peace, and that becoming more honest should make every relationship easier. Then the bridge moves beneath them. Doubt appears. They look backward. They assume movement means the bridge cannot be trusted. But a rope bridge moves because it is designed to respond. It gives slightly beneath your weight. It adjusts to your step. It works with movement rather than trying to resist it completely. If every part of it were rigid, it would not carry weight in the same way. Its flexibility is part of its strength. The swaying is not separate from the safety. The swaying is part of how the bridge carries you. Your life may feel unfamiliar because you have placed weight on a new part of yourself. You have stepped where you have not stepped before. Your honesty has shifted the balance. Your new boundary has changed the position of the ropes. Your decision to stop pretending has introduced movement into a structure that once depended on you, remaining exactly as you were. Of course you feel it. The bridge is responding to your presence. You are no longer standing only on the old cliff, imagining a different life from a distance. Some part of you has already stepped onto the crossing. This is the second recognition. The movement beneath you is not automatically evidence that you have chosen wrongly. It may be evidence that your choice has become real enough to affect the structure of your life. A thought can remain private without changing much. A truth begins changing things when you give it weight. The moment you take your own needs seriously, something moves. The moment you say no where you once said yes, something moves. The moment you stop chasing an answer from someone who has repeatedly withheld one, something moves. The moment you admit that you want a different kind of relationship, work, home, or inner life, something moves. You may feel that movement as fear. You may feel it as relief. You may feel it as emptiness, because an old pattern is no longer filling the space. You may feel it as guilt because someone else has noticed your step. The bridge moves and your body says, go back. Not always because the old cliff is right for you, often because the old cliff is still. You know how to stand there. You know where the cracks are. You know which paths lead nowhere. You know where to sit when you are tired. You may not have been fulfilled there, but you became familiar with its shape. Familiar pain can feel more manageable than unfamiliar freedom. The old cliff may whisper, at least you know who you are here. That is true. You know the role. You know the expectations. You know which parts of yourself are welcomed and which parts must remain hidden. You know how to avoid certain reactions. You know how to earn approval. You know how to survive disappointment because you have practiced it many times. The bridge offers no such certainty. It asks you to meet yourself without the old instructions. That can feel like losing identity. You may interpret this as emptiness, but the emptiness may be unused space. The old role is loosening. The new self has not yet become familiar. You are between definitions. This is why people often feel strange during an honest shift. The labels that once organized their lives no longer fit, yet the new language has not arrived. You may no longer want to be the rescuer, but you do not know how to belong without rescuing. You may no longer want to be endlessly available, but you have not learned how to rest without feeling selfish. You may no longer want to prove your worth through achievement, but quiet days still make you question your value. You may no longer want to accept inconsistent love, but steadiness feels unfamiliar enough to make you suspicious. You may no longer want to hide your needs, but speaking them makes your voice shake. This is bridge territory. You are not on the old cliff in the same way. You are not yet established on the new one. You are crossing. The crossing has its own rules. On the bridge, balance is not the absence of movement. Balance is your ability to respond to movement without abandoning the path. You feel the plank shift. You bend your knees. You hold the rope. You breathe. You let your body find its position again. This is what emotional balance can look like. Not never becoming afraid, not never doubting yourself, not remaining calm in every situation. Balance is returning. It is feeling the old urgency and choosing not to let it make the decision. It is noticing guilt and remembering that guilt is not always proof of wrongdoing. It is hearing someone's disappointment without immediately surrendering your boundary. It is feeling lonely and refusing to return to a connection that required you to disappear. It is having a difficult day without declaring that all your progress has been lost. A bridge can sway more on one day than another. That does not mean it has stopped leading to the other side. Your emotions can move more strongly on one day than another. That does not mean your direction has become false. You may have days when the crossing feels clear. You look ahead, you sense purpose, you trust that each board is taking you somewhere. Then another day comes. You look down. The distance beneath you becomes visible. You think about what could go wrong. Your hands tighten around the ropes. You begin measuring how far you have come and how far you still have to go. You may wish you had never stepped onto the bridge. This is not unusual. Looking down does not erase the boards beneath your feet. Fear narrows attention. It makes the open space seem larger than the path carrying you. It tells you to focus on every possibility of falling while ignoring the support already holding your weight. The ropes are still there. The plank is still there. Your hands are still capable of holding. Your feet are still capable of choosing the next board. The bridge does not ask you to deny the distance below. It asks you not to confuse the distance with the direction. There is a difference between acknowledging risk and becoming ruled by. And wisdom says, move with care. Fear says, do not move unless nothing can go wrong. Wisdom says, use the ropes. Fear says, control the entire bridge. Wisdom says, take the next board. Fear says, you must see the whole crossing before you begin. Wisdom works with what is present. Fear demands impossible certainty. You may have called your demand for certainty responsibility. You may have believed that you were being practical by refusing to move until every outcome was known. Practical preparation matters. Support matters. Timing matters. Information matters. Yet there is a point at which preparation becomes a way of postponing your own life. You research one more possibility. You ask one more person. You wait for one more sign. You revisit the same decision from every angle. You try to think your way into a future without discomfort. The bridge cannot be crossed entirely in thought. At some point, the foot must meet the next board. This does not mean taking a reckless leap. A rope bridge is not crossed by throwing yourself into the open space. It is crossed one plank at a time. This is one of its most important lessons. Your shift does not need to become a dramatic reinvention. It can become a sequence of honest steps. One conversation, one application, one appointment. One evening without reaching for the person who leaves you confused. 1 hour of rest before exhaustion decides for you. one request for support, one expense reviewed with care, one boundary repeated without adding another paragraph of explanation. One morning when you do not begin by criticizing yourself, one decision to stop making your pain compete for legitimacy. The mind may dismiss these as small. The bridge is made of small boards. No single plank crosses the distance. Together, they create a path. You may be waiting for a step large enough to make you feel transformed. Yet, most transformation is built through choices that look ordinary while you are making them. You begin answering differently. You begin leaving earlier. You begin resting before you have earned it. You begin believing what people consistently show you. You begin protecting time for what matters. You begin recognizing that your energy is not an unlimited public resource. You begin letting silence reveal who reaches toward you without being chased. These are boards. Each one gives your new identity somewhere to place its weight. Without practice, a new belief remains an idea. With practice, it becomes a way of standing. This is why the bridge moves under you. You are learning how to stand differently. Your body is adjusting. Your relationships are adjusting. Your schedule may need to adjust. Your understanding of love, success, loyalty, and safety may be adjusting. Do not expect adjustment to feel like completion. A person learning balance may look uncertain while becoming more stable. You may use in the middle of a sentence because you are choosing words that are more honest than the ones you used before. You may need time before answering an invitation. You may change your mind after recognizing that your first answer came from habit. You may feel awkward receiving kindness without immediately trying to repay it. You may feel restless during peace because your body has associated intensity with aliveness. These moments are not evidence that you cannot live differently. They are the practice of living differently. The old way had years of repetition. The new way deserves more than a few attempts before you judge it. When a boundary feels unnatural, it does not always mean the boundary is wrong. It may mean self-protection is new. When rest feels uncomfortable, it does not always mean you should work. It may mean your worth has been tied to productivity. When steadiness feels boring, it does not always mean a relationship lacks depth. It may mean your system is learning that love does not have to keep you guessing. When honesty feels frightening, it does not always mean silence is wiser. It may mean your voice has not often been welcomed. New safety can feel unsafe when old danger was familiar. This is a tender part of the crossing. You may need to repeat a safe experience many times before your body believes it. A person keeps their word. You wait for the disappointment. It does not come. Someone respects your no. You prepare for punishment. It does not come. You rest. The world does not collapse. You ask for help. You are not rejected. You speak honestly. The relationship becomes clearer rather than ending. Each experience tightens another knot in the ropes. Each experience teaches your body that support can exist. You are not only moving toward a new life, you are building the capacity to remain present when that life begins to arrive. People often say they want peace, love, abundance, or freedom. Yet receiving these things can expose the places that learn to survive without them. Peace gives you time to feel what busyness covered. Love asks you to be seen. Support asks you to release total control. Freedom asks you to choose. A new life does not only remove old pain, it introduces new responsibility. You must learn what to do with space. You must decide what deserves your time. You must stop handing every choice back to the people who once defined you. You must become willing to disappoint the identity that survived by never disappointing anyone else. This can make the bridge sway. The movement does not mean you are incapable. It means the crossing is alive. There may be moments when you grip the ropes so tightly that your hands begin to hurt. This is what control can do. Control often begins as an attempt to create safety. You try to manage how everyone feels. You prepare for every possible response. You rehearse conversations. You monitor changes in tone. You read silence as though it contains a hidden warning. You believe that if you hold everything tightly enough, nothing unexpected can happen. But the bridge still moves. People still have their own reactions. Plans still change. Answers still arrive late. Life remains larger than your ability to manage it. The tighter you grip, the more exhausted your hands become. Holding the rope is useful. Trying to command the bridge is not. There is a difference between participation and control. Participation says, I will take responsibility for my next step. Control says, I must guarantee the entire crossing. Participation says, I will communicate clearly. Control says, I must make everyone understand. Participation says, I will prepare. Control says, I must remove uncertainty. Participation gives you a role. Control gives you the weight of the whole structure. You were never meant to carry the whole bridge. Your task is not to keep every rope from moving. Your task is to remain in relationship with the support available to you. Feel the rope in your hands. It does not remove the open space. It gives you something true to hold while crossing it. In your life, the rope may be a trusted friend. It may be a daily practice that brings you back to yourself. It may be a therapist, counselor, doctor, mentor, support group, spiritual community, or practical advisor. It may be a notebook where you stop editing the truth. It may be a plan. It may be savings built slowly. It may be a boundary. It may be the knowledge that you have survived uncertainty before. Support does not make you weak. A bridge without ropes would not be more courageous. it would be unfinished. You are permitted to use what helps you cross. You do not receive extra value for doing everything alone. There may have been a time when self-reliance protected you. Depending on others may have led to disappointment. Asking may have felt dangerous. Need may have been used against you. So you learn to carry your own weight and everyone else's. That strength deserves respect. It also deserves rest. Support can be chosen carefully. Trust can be built through evidence. You do not have to give every person access to your most vulnerable places. You can watch whether words and actions match. You can take time. You can hold the rope without handing someone else your feet. Healthy support does not drag you across. It helps you remain connected to your own ability to move. This is another reason the bridge is useful. No one can walk your boards for you. Others can encourage you. They can walk nearby on their own crossings. They can remind you to look ahead. They can tell you when fear has made you forget how much ground you have covered, yet your step remains yours. That may sound lonely at first. It can also be freeing. You do not need another person's complete agreement before your life can become honest. You do not need permission from the old cliff to reach the new one. You do not need everyone who knew the former you to understand the emerging you. Some people will only recognize the version of you that met their needs. Let them take time. Their understanding is not the board beneath your foot. You may still care what they think. Caring does not make you weak. Human beings are built for connection. It is natural to want the people you love to walk with you. But wanting their company is different from requiring their approval. You can wish they understood. You can feel sadness if they do not. You can continue crossing. This is where love and self-respect stop being enemies. You do not have to harden your heart in order to honor yourself. You do not have to turn every difference into betrayal. You can hold compassion for someone and still recognize that they cannot guide your next step. You can understand why they fear your change. Your movement may remind them of choices they have postponed. Your boundary may reveal where they have depended on your lack of one. Your honesty may interrupt a pattern that felt normal to them. Their reaction belongs to their side of the rope. You can listen without making it your identity. You can consider feedback without surrendering your knowing. You can repair harm when you have caused it. You can apologize without apologizing for existing. You can remain teachable without becoming endlessly persuadable. That is balance. Balance does not mean giving every voice equal authority. Some voices have earned trust, some have not. Some feedback is loving and difficult. Some is controlling and disguised as concern. Wisdom learns the difference over time. A loving voice may challenge your behavior while respecting your humanity. A controlling voice may attack your identity because your choice limits its access. A loving voice leaves room for your decision. A controlling voice creates fear, guilt, or urgency until you return to the role it prefers. Your body may already know the difference before your mind names it. One voice leaves you thoughtful, the other leaves you feeling erased. One asks you to consider, the other demands that you submit. One can tolerate your pause, the other treats your pause as disobedience. The bridge teaches you to keep your hands on what is steady. Not every rope offered to you is attached to the path you are meant to take. This does not require suspicion toward everyone. It requires discernment. Discernment is not the same as fear. Fear often makes quick conclusions in order to escape uncertainty. Discernment observes. It gives patterns time to reveal themselves. It listens to words and watches behavior. It does not need to declare someone entirely good or entirely bad before deciding what level of access is healthy. You can care for someone from farther away. You can reduce access without creating red. You can refuse a pattern without condemning the whole person. You can wish someone healing without making yourself the place where they avoid it. These are bridge choices. Each choice moves you away from all or nothing thinking. The old cliff may have taught you that you must either give everything or leave completely, forgive instantly or remain angry forever, trust without question or trust no one. The bridge offers another way. One board at a time, one level of access at a time, one truth at a time. You can move slowly enough to remain honest. Slow movement is still movement. A pause on the bridge is not failure. Sometimes you pause because your body needs to find balance. Sometimes you pause to look ahead. Sometimes you pause because another person is crossing from the opposite side and space is needed. Sometimes you pause because the next board deserves attention. There is a difference between pausing and building a home in fear. A pause restores your ability to move. Avoidance keeps you circling the same thought while calling the circle preparation. You may know which one is happening by what follows the pause. Does the pause bring clarity, strength, information, or rest? Or does it produce another demand for impossible certainty? A restorative pause gives something back. Fearful delay only asks for more delay. Do not use this as another reason to judge yourself. Even avoidance was trying to protect you. Meet it with curiosity. Ask, what do you believe will happen if I take the next step? The answer may surprise you. You may fear not failure, but visibility. You may fear not loss, but responsibility. You may fear arriving somewhere where the old excuses no longer explain your unhappiness. You may fear discovering that you are capable, because capability asks you to stop waiting for rescue. You may fear peace, because peace removes the crisis that gave your identity purpose. The bridge reveals these fears because there is less noise in the middle. You are away from the old cliff's routines. You have not yet reached the new cliff's distractions. There is open space around you. You can hear what has been beneath the surface. This is why transition can feel emotionally intense even when nothing outwardly dramatic is happening. The middle exposes what the edges concealed. You may feel grief for time lost. You may feel anger about what you accepted. You may feel shame about how long it took to understand. Be careful with that shame. You could only see from where you were standing. From the old cliff, the bridge may have looked impossible. From the first board, the distance may have looked overwhelming. Now you know things because you have moved far enough to see them. Do not use new sight to punish the self who once could not see. Let new sight guide the next step. The purpose of awareness is not self-attack, it is direction. You are not late to your own crossing. You are on the board your life has brought you to. The question is not why you did not stand here years ago. The question is what your feet need now. Perhaps they need steadiness. Perhaps they need rest. Perhaps they need a clearer boundary. Perhaps they need practical help. Perhaps they need one honest conversation. Perhaps they need time away from voices that keep calling you back. Whatever the need, begin where you are. The bridge does not punish you for looking backward. Looking backward can help you understand your distance. You may see the old cliff and feel love for it. It held important chapters. It may hold people who mattered. It may contain versions of your life that were beautiful, even if they are complete. Moving forward does not require you to call the past worthless. You can honor where you came from without returning to live there. You can keep memories without keeping every pattern. You can carry wisdom without carrying every wound. You can bless what ended without reopening what harmed you. The old cliff is part of your landscape. It is not the whole horizon. Turn your attention forward again. The far cliff may still seem distant, but it is no longer theoretical. You are connected to it. The ropes reach all the way there. The boards continue. You do not have to see the final step to trust the existence of the next one. This is how the second recognition settles into you. The movement beneath your life is not necessarily a warning to return. It may be the natural response of a path carrying real weight. Your weight, your truth, your changing needs, your growing capacity to choose. The bridge is not rejecting you when it sways. It is meeting you. Let that understanding remain with you before we go farther. The crossing does not become safe by becoming motionless. It becomes possible because the ropes, boards, knots, hands, feet, and breath learn how to move together. Soon you will meet the part of the crossing that many people resist most. The moment when being supported asks you to stop treating fear as the only voice qualified to lead. Fear was never meant to be the only hand on the rope. It has an important place in the crossing. Fear can help you slow down. It can point toward a loose board, an unmet need, a missing conversation, or a place where more support is required. It can remind you that your choices matter. But fear cannot see the whole bridge. Fear looks down. Fear measures the distance. Fear imagines the fall. It rarely remembers the ropes already holding, the boards already crossed, or the strength that has grown in your legs with every careful step. This is why fear deserves a voice, but not complete authority. When fear becomes the only guide, every movement seems dangerous. Every new feeling becomes a warning. Every unfamiliar person seems untrustworthy. Every delay becomes rejection. Every mistake becomes proof that the sea crossing should never have begun. Fear can turn caution into imprisonment. Wisdom listens to fear and then looks around. Wisdom asks whether the board is truly unsafe or merely unfamiliar. Wisdom asks what support is available. Wisdom remembers the direction. Wisdom can say, "Thank you for trying to protect me. I will move carefully, but I will still move." This may be the sentence your inner life has been waiting to hear. Not, "I am no longer afraid." Not, "Nothing difficult will happen." Not, "I know exactly where this bridge leads." Only this: fear may speak, but it does not have to choose the next step alone. The first recognition showed you that the strangeness had meaning. The second showed you that movement did not automatically mean danger. Now the third begins with a different question. What are you carrying across? You may have believed the purpose of the crossing was to become an entirely new person. You may have imagined that transformation required rejecting everything behind you. You may have tried to divide yourself into the person you were and the person you should become. But the bridge does not ask you to erase yourself. It asks you to choose what continues. Some things belong with you: your tenderness, your humor, your ability to recognize another person's pain, the strength you built through difficult seasons, the lessons that made you wiser, the memories that still warm you, the values that remain true even when your circumstances changed, the part of you that kept hoping. You are not required to leave these behind. You are not crossing away from your entire past. You are carrying its wisdom without carrying every burden. That distinction changes everything. A person who tries to drag every old weight across a rope bridge quickly becomes exhausted. They carry boxes filled with old explanations, old promises, other people's expectations, unfinished arguments, and identities that no longer fit. They tell themselves that letting go would be irresponsible. They take one step and the bridge dips. They take another and their arms begin to ache. Then they blame the bridge. They say the path is too difficult. They do not ask whether everything they are carrying still belongs to them. You may be carrying the need to be understood by someone who has repeatedly chosen not to understand. You may be carrying responsibility for another adult's emotions. You may be carrying a promise made by a younger version of yourself under entirely different conditions. You may be carrying the belief that changing direction means wasting the years already invested. You may be carrying a role that once gave you purpose, but now prevents you from breathing freely. You may be carrying shame for not knowing then what you know now. The bridge does not demand that you drop everything at once. It offers a simpler question. Does this help me cross? Not, was this once important? Not, will everyone approve if I release it? Not, have I carried it long enough to justify keeping it? Only, does this help me cross? Some burdens are difficult to release because they are tied to identity. If you stop being the one who fixes everything, you may fear that no one will need you. If you stop explaining, you may fear that people will call you selfish. If you stop carrying another person's healing, you may fear that you have abandoned them. If you stop punishing yourself for a past choice, you may fear that you have learned nothing from it. But guilt is not the same as responsibility. Pain is not the same as loyalty. Exhaustion is not proof of love. You can care without carrying what belongs in another person's hands. You can learn without keeping yourself on trial. You can remain compassionate without turning your body into a storage place for everyone else's unfinished work. There is a quiet relief that comes when you set one unnecessary weight down. The bridge may still move. The distance may still exist. Yet your hands become freer. Your breath becomes deeper. Your body remembers that crossing does not have to mean suffering every moment. This is the part few people say plainly. Some of the instability you feel is not caused by the path ahead. It is caused by trying to carry the old world into a place where it cannot fit. The new cliff is not asking for the same performance. It may not require you to prove your usefulness before resting. It may not require you to earn love through uncertainty. It may not require you to silence your needs to preserve connection. It may not require you to keep explaining why you deserve basic care. But when you have lived by those rules for a long time, freedom from them can feel almost empty. You ask, what do I do if I am not managing everyone? You ask, who am I if I am not preparing for disappointment? You ask, how do I fill a day that is not organized around recovery? These questions do not mean you need the old burden back. They mean your hands are learning what freedom feels like. Empty hands can feel vulnerable before they feel available. They may reach backward out of habit. They may look for something familiar to hold. Let them learn slowly. Place them on the rope. Let support be enough for this board. You do not need to fill every open space with another responsibility. You do not need to replace one painful role with a new role that exhausts you differently. The crossing is not a race toward a more impressive identity. It is a return to a life in which you can hear yourself. That life may appear quieter than the one you imagined. It may contain fewer dramatic highs, fewer urgent conversations, fewer moments when you have to earn your place again. At first, you may call this dullness. Later, you may recognize it as steadiness. Steadiness has a rhythm that the body must learn. It does not pull you forward and then disappear. It does not reward you with closeness and punish you with distance. It does not keep you guessing so that you remain attentive. It meets you again and again. A secure board may not create excitement every time you step on it. Its gift is that it holds. You are learning to value what holds. Words that match actions. Relationships that leave room for truth. Work that does not require the destruction of your well-being. Promises that are kept. Rest that restores. Boundaries that are respected. A home inside yourself that does not disappear when someone is disappointed. This is not settling for less. It is learning to stop calling instability depth. The old cliff may have taught you that love must be difficult to be meaningful. It may have taught you that success requires constant strain. It may have taught you that peace is something earned after every task is complete. No wonder stillness feels suspicious. No wonder a steady person can seem unfamiliar. No wonder you sometimes want to create a problem when nothing is wrong. The body often repeats the rhythm it knows, even when the rhythm is painful. This is not a moral failure. It is conditioning. A bridge crossed many times becomes easier because the body learns its movement. In the same way, steadiness becomes more believable through repetition. One calm conversation, one respected boundary, one day of rest that does not end in punishment, one promise kept, one need spoken and received with care, one mistake met with repair instead of humiliation. The body collects evidence. This is how safety becomes more than a word. Safety is not the promise that nothing will ever hurt. Safety is the growing knowledge that you can respond when something does. You can seek help, you can leave, you can speak, you can pause, you can choose again. You can let trusted people stand near the ropes. You can repair what is repairable. You can release what is not. Safety is not perfect control. It is relationship with your own capacity, your support, and the truth of the situation. This is the word you may resist. Safe. part of you may hear it and say, "That is not true." You may have known environments where safety was promised and not provided. You may have trusted people who used your openness carelessly. You may have been told to relax when your body had good reason to remain alert. So when you hear the word safe, do not force yourself to accept a sentence your whole system rejects. You are not being asked to lie. You are being invited to build a new meaning. Safe enough to take one honest step. Safe enough to ask a question. Safe enough to pause before answering. Safe enough to tell a trusted person what is happening. Safe enough to consider that the next board may hold. Safety can begin in a small measure. It can begin as willingness. It can begin as the possibility that you do not have to face every part of the crossing alone. Now let the core affirmation come close. Do not rush to repeat it. Hear it first. Let each part find its own place. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. The sentence does not say that every part of the bridge is easy. It does not say that every person will understand. It does not say that uncertainty disappears. It says that you are not without support, wisdom, choice, or value in the middle. Say it again, more softly. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. You may feel resistance around the words, I am safe. Let the resistance remain without shame. You do not need to push it away. You can say, some part of me does not believe this yet. That honesty is welcome. Then try the sentence once more, not as a demand, but as a direction. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. Perhaps the word safe is too large today. Use the smaller bridge. I am willing to believe that this crossing may be carrying me somewhere kinder. That is enough. Willingness is a board. You do not have to feel certain. You do not have to feel powerful. You only need a little room around the belief that everything unfamiliar must be dangerous. I am willing to believe that this crossing may be carrying me somewhere kinder. Some part of you may answer, but what if it is not? That question deserves respect. Not every path is right. Not every relationship should continue. Not every opportunity deserves trust. Not every difficult experience is meaningful merely because it is difficult. This teaching is not asking you to romanticize pain or remain on a path that is harming you. A bridge is useful because it connects one place to another safely enough for passage. If the boards are broken, the ropes are failing, or the crossing places you in immediate danger, wisdom does not demand that you prove your courage by continuing. Wisdom seeks another route. Wisdom calls for help. Wisdom steps back from what is unsafe. Peace does not mean remaining where you are harmed. Compassion does not require unlimited access to you. Forgiveness does not cancel boundaries. Hope does not replace evidence. You are permitted to respond to real danger with real action. If a relationship, home, workplace, or situation is abusive, coercive, threatening, or unsafe, affirmations are not a substitute for practical support and protection. Reaching toward trusted friends, family, community resources, qualified mental health professionals, medical professionals, legal support, financial advisors, or emergency services can be an act of strength. These words can support reflection and emotional well-being. They cannot diagnose, treat, or replace the professional care your situation may require. There is no spiritual failure in asking for qualified help. There is no weakness in using every safe support available. The bridge image is a guide for inner understanding. It is not a command to remain on a literal path that endangers you. Your safety matters more than preserving an image of strength. Your life matters more than another person's comfort. Your well-being matters more than finishing a crossing that was never built to hold you. A wise person does not confuse endurance with devotion. They examine the ropes. They look at the boards. They receive information. They take action based on reality, not only hope. This is what grounded trust looks like. Trust is not closing your eyes. Trust is keeping your eyes open without letting fear invent what is not there. Trust looks at patterns. It asks whether apologies become changed behavior. It asks whether promises are supported by action. It asks whether your no is respected. It asks whether your body can soften or remains in constant alarm. It asks whether the bridge is moving because it is flexible or failing because its support is gone. You are capable of learning the difference. You do not need to know it perfectly today. Discernment grows through attention, support, and experience. You may have mistaken endurance for discernment in the past. You stayed and watched. You waited for more evidence. You tried to be fair. You told yourself to be patient. Patience can be beautiful. It can also become a place where fear hides from necessary action. The question is not whether you can endure more. The question is whether enduring more serves life. Does staying create room for repair? Is responsibility shared? Is there honesty? Is there respect? Is change supported by action? Or are you being asked to keep carrying the entire bridge while another person denies that anything is wrong? You cannot create mutuality alone. You cannot repair a structure while someone else continues removing the knots. You cannot love enough for two people to become honest. This realization can bring grief. Let grief come without turning it into a reason to return. Grief honors what you hoped for. It does not always direct where you should live. You may grieve the relationship you wanted, not only the one you had. You may grieve the apology that never came. You may grieve the version of someone you kept waiting to meet. You may grieve the years spent trying. Grief is not proof that you should keep trying. It is the heart recognizing value, loss, and reality at the same time. The bridge can carry grief. It does not require you to throw grief into the open space. You can walk with it for a while. You can let it become lighter through truth. You can speak about it with someone safe. You can give it language, ritual, rest, and care. What you do not need to do is use grief as a chain tying you to the old cliff. Love can travel forward as wisdom. Memory can travel forward, ard as tenderness. You do not need the old wound to prove that the love was real. Here is where the first open question closes. The strangeness was not only the feeling of losing your old life. It was the feeling of sorting. Your inner world has been deciding what can cross with you. That is why familiar things have felt different. That is why old roles have become heavier. That is why certain conversations leave you more tired than before. That is why you crave space without knowing what you want to place inside it. You are sorting what is yours from what you learn to carry. You are sorting love from fear, care from control, responsibility from guilt, safety from familiarity, loyalty from self-erasure. This sorting is not neat. Some burdens contain memories you treasure. Some old roles were built from genuine kindness. Some relationships include both love and harm. Some choices brought both beauty and pain. You do not need to flatten the past into a simple story before moving forward. You can carry complexity without carrying confusion forever. You can say, "This mattered and it is complete." You can say, "I love this person and I need distance." You can say, "I made the best choice I could and I choose differently now." You can say, "Part of this was beautiful and part of it hurt me." Maturity makes room for the full sentence. The old cliff may prefer simple labels, success or failure, good or bad, loyal or selfish, strong or weak. The bridge teaches another language, learning, adjusting, choosing, releasing, continuing. You are not required to condemn the old life in order to enter the new one. The crossing becomes lighter when you stop fighting your own history. Let the past become a teacher rather than a courtroom. Let it show you the boards that held. Let it show you the places where you ignored your knowing. Let it show you what you value now. Then let the lesson travel without the punishment. You may still remember moments with regret. Regret can become useful when it points toward repair. You can apologize where apology is needed. You can make amends where it is safe and appropriate. You can change a behavior. You can ask how your actions affected someone. You can accept that repair may not restore every relationship. Responsibility is not endless self-hatred. Responsibility moves. Shame keeps you frozen on one board, staring backward, insisting that you are unworthy of the rest of the bridge. You are allowed to continue after making mistakes. You are allowed to become more honest than your past behavior. You are allowed to grow beyond the version of you that caused harm. Continuing does not erase accountability. It gives accountability somewhere to go. You learn. You repair what you can. You change how you step. Then you cross. There is another question beginning now, smaller than the first, but more intimate. When you reach the far cliff, will you permit yourself to live differently? Not only dream differently, not only speak differently, live differently. Will you rest when rest is available? Will you receive love that does not make you chase? Will you let a peaceful day remain peaceful? Will you protect the time you worked so hard to reclaim? Will you trust the self who crossed? Or will you rebuild the old cliff on the new side? This question does not need an answer yet. Carry it lightly. The new life is not created only by leaving what hurt. It is created by refusing to recreate the same rules in a new place. You can change jobs and carry the same belief that exhaustion proves worth. You can enter a new relationship and continue hiding your needs. You can move to a new home and fill every quiet hour with old anxiety. You can reach the far cliff while still living by the old cliff's instructions. This is why the crossing includes inner practice. Each board is a place to rehearse a different way of being. Pause, breathe, ask, receive, discern, choose, release. These are not slogans, they are movements. Pause before agreeing. Breathe before interpreting silence as rejection. Ask for clarity instead of building a story. Receive support without immediately creating debt. Discern whether discomfort is growth or harm. Choose what aligns with dignity. Release what no longer helps you cross. The bridge is teaching you how to live on the other side. Your new life begins before arrival. It begins in the way you hold the rope now. It begins when you stop gripping it as though your fear alone keeps the structure standing. It begins when you let support you. It begins when your next step is guided by truth instead of performance. Return once more to the affirmation. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. Feel how the sentence has changed. At first, safe may have sounded like a promise that nothing would move. Now safe can mean that you know how to respond to movement. At first, crossing may have sounded like abandoning the past. Now it can mean choosing what continues. At first, becoming may have sounded like replacing yourself. Now it can mean bringing your truest qualities forward without the roles that buried them. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. You do not have to shout it. You do not have to make it impressive. Let it be quiet enough for the frightened part of you to remain in the room. You can say to that part, "You may come with me. You do not have to lead every step." Fear does not need to be pushed from the bridge. It needs a new place on it, beside wisdom, beside evidence, beside support, beside hope, beside the part of you that has already crossed more than you realize. Look backward for only a moment. See the distance. See not to return, to recognize. You are no longer standing where you began. The old cliff may still be visible, but it cannot contain your whole life now. You have learned too much. You have heard yourself too clearly. You have felt the possibility of another way of living. The bridge continues beneath you. The far cliff continues ahead. And the question you now carry is not whether you can become someone new. It is whether you will let the person already emerging live by new rules when their feet finally meet steady ground. Those new rules are practiced before arrival. They are practiced here, where the bridge still moves beneath you and the far cliff is not yet close enough to touch. This is where intention becomes behavior. It is easy to imagine living differently once everything feels settled. You may tell yourself that you will rest when the decision is made, speak honestly when the fear is gone, trust yourself when the outcome becomes visible, or protect your peace when no one is disappointed by it. But the far side cannot teach you how to cross. The crossing must teach you how to arrive. If you wait until your life feels completely secure before practicing a new way of living, you may carry the old rules all the way across. You may reach the place you once hoped for and still stand there with your hands clenched, your shoulders raised, and your attention turned backward. This is why the new life begins under your feet now. It begins when the plank shifts and you do not interpret the movement as failure. It begins when fear speaks and you do not hand it the whole decision. It begins when you feel the urge to hurry and choose a pace your body can remain present inside. It begins when you recognize that arrival is not worth much if you abandon yourself during the crossing. The bridge does not reward speed. It does not compare your steps to anyone else's. It does not become more impressed when you cross while exhausted. Its only question is whether your next step can meet the next board. You may have spent years measuring progress by speed. How quickly you recovered. How soon you returned to work. How fast you stopped crying. How efficiently you solved a problem. How rapidly you became useful again. Speed may have earned praise. It may have helped you survive demanding environments. It may have kept others from becoming impatient with your needs. Now speed may be preventing you from hearing what each step requires. There are boards you can cross quickly. There are boards that deserve a pause. There are moments when the rope feels steady and moments when your hands need to adjust. Moving at your own pace does not mean refusing growth. It means choosing a pace that does not require you to leave your awareness behind. A rushed crossing may appear brave from a distance. Up close, it can be another form of escape. You move quickly so that you do not have to feel the open space. You fill every quiet moment. You replace one relationship before grieving the last. You make the next plan before understanding what the previous season taught you. You say you are ready because readiness seems more acceptable than uncertainty. Your body continues carrying what your schedule never gave it time to release. There is no prize for reaching the far cliff with every old burden still inside you. You are permitted to cross slowly enough for truth to catch up, slow enough to recognize what belongs in your hands, slow enough to see which ropes are strong, slow enough to stop when your body says, "I need support." Slow enough to feel sadness without turning sadness into a command to return. Slow enough to recognize peace before you dismiss it as emptiness. Your pace is part of your wisdom. This may be difficult if you have often adjusted your timing to other people. You may be used to answering before you know your answer. You may feel pressured when someone asks what you have decided. You may think you owe immediate clarity because another person is uncomfortable with your uncertainty. Their discomfort does not create your deadline. You can say, "I am still considering." You can say, "I need more time." You can say, "I am not ready to answer today." A bridge crossed under pressure can make every board feel unstable. The person urging you forward may not be the one who has to live with where your feet land. Your pace belongs to the person living your life. This does not mean waiting forever. It means refusing false urgency. Real urgency has clear facts. False urgency often has guilt. Real urgency says, "This situation requires action now because safety, health, or essential needs are at risk." False urgency says, "Decide now so I do not have to sit with your boundary." Real urgency helps you focus. False urgency makes you abandon yourself. You can learn the difference. Place your attention on the board beneath you. What is actually required now? Not next month, not at the far cliff, not in every possible version of the future. What does this board require? Perhaps it requires a conversation. Perhaps it requires silence. Perhaps it requires a practical plan. Perhaps it requires admitting that you do not know. Perhaps it requires ending contact for a time. Perhaps it requires asking someone qualified for guidance. Perhaps it requires sleeping, eating, breathing, and returning to the question when your body is less overwhelmed. The next step is often smaller than fear describes. Fear imagines the whole bridge collapsing. Wisdom checks the board. This is how you remain in the present without denying the future. You're not refusing to think ahead. You're refusing to live every future fear at once. The ropes are in your hands now. The board is beneath you now. Your breath is happening now. This moment contains enough life to meet. You may notice how often your mind races to the far cliff and begins arranging everything there. What will people think? What if you regret this? What if the new place feels lonely? What if you become someone you do not recognize? What if you succeed and the people behind you feel left behind? What if you fail and have to return? The mind tries to rehearse every possible arrival because it believes preparation can remove vulnerability. But no rehearsal can replace presence. You will meet the far side as the person shaped by the crossing. That person does not exist fully yet. You cannot ask your current fear to make every decision for the self who will know more later. You can prepare what is practical. You can gather information. You can make thoughtful plans. Then you must leave some space for the person you are becoming to participate in their own life. They may want different things than you expect. They may have more courage. They may value peace more deeply. They may no longer feel drawn to what currently seems essential. They may look back with tenderness and see that the uncertainty taught them how to choose. Do not build the entire far cliff from the imagination of the frightened self standing in the middle. Let the crossing change you. This is one reason the bridge moves. Movement prevents you from pretending that the path is only an idea. Your feet must respond. Your hands must remain awake. Your body must participate. You cannot cross by analyzing from a distance. You cross by entering relationship with each board. The same is true of self-trust. You cannot think your way into complete trust. You build it through moments when you listen and respond. You say no and discover that you can survive another person's disappointment. You ask for support and discover that needing does not erase your dignity. You make a choice, learn from the result, and adjust. You speak honestly and remain with yourself even when your voice shakes. Each act becomes evidence. Self-trust is not a feeling you must find before acting. It is a relationship you build by refusing to disappear from your own decisions. This relationship will not always feel calm. There may be days when you doubt yourself intensely. Self-trust does not require the absence of doubt. It requires that doubt not become the only witness. You can doubt and still review the facts. You can doubt and still remember the pattern. You can doubt and still ask for wise support. You can doubt and still choose the board that honors your well-being. The bridge does not collapse because you feel uncertain on it. Feelings move. The ropes remain available. You may need to loosen your grip enough to feel them. Control can make support difficult to receive. When your hands are clenched, every rope feels like something you must hold up. You forget that the rope is also holding you. You must. I do this in relationships. You organize the conversation. You predict every need. You carry the emotional direction. You become the one who remembers, repairs, explains, and returns. Then you say you have support because another person is present. Presence is not always support. Support carries weight with you. Support does not merely stand nearby while you hold the whole structure. This truth may be painful. You may realize that some relationships offered companionship without shared responsibility. You may have felt less alone while still carrying everything alone. Do not use this realization to attack yourself. You were responding to what was available. Now you are learning to ask a different question. Not only, is someone here, but can I place real weight here? Can this person hear a need without punishing me? Can they hold a truth without making it about their worth? Can they remain present when I am not easy, cheerful, useful, or certain? Can they repair after causing harm? Can I receive from them without being placed in debt? These are rope questions. They reveal whether support is decorative or structural. You deserve structural support, not because you are incapable of crossing alone, but because human life was never meant to be a test of solitary endurance. There may still be sections of the bridge that only you can walk. There may be choices that no one else can make. Yet even there, you can be accompanied by truth, care, information, and steady presence. You are not weaker for wanting this. You are becoming more accurate about what strength requires. Strength without support can become rigidity. A rigid body cannot adjust well to a moving bridge. It tires quickly. It interprets every sway as a threat. It fights the movement instead of moving with it. Let your knees soften. Let your shoulders lower. Let your hands hold without crushing. This is not surrender to danger. It is cooperation with reality. The bridge moves. You breathe. The board shifts. You adjust. The rope pulls. You find your center. You do not need to defeat the bridge. You need to cross it. Think of how often you have treated life as something to defeat. A difficult season arrives and you declare war on your feelings. You try to conquer grief. You try to overcome fear before it is understood. You try to force motivation. You try to win against exhaustion. You turn your inner world into an enemy because struggle feels more active than listening. But the bridge cannot be won. It can only be met. The movement beneath you is not an opponent. The fear inside you is not an opponent. The past behind you is not an opponent. Each one is part of the crossing. The question is how you relate to them. You can fight the movement until your body is exhausted, or you can learn its rhythm. You can shame fear until it grows louder, or you can give it a place beside wisdom. You can condemn the past until you remain emotionally tied to it, or you can thank it for what it taught and stop asking it to lead. Meeting is different from surrendering your direction. You are still crossing. You are simply no longer wasting your strength trying to make the bridge behave like solid ground. This is where the vow belongs. A vow is not a demand placed on the future. It is a promise about how you will meet yourself in the next moment. It does not guarantee that you will never become afraid. It does not promise that every step will be graceful. It does not require you to know how the bridge ends. It names the relationship you choose with the crossing. Hear the words before you repeat them. I place my feet on the bridge, hold the rope, and cross at my own pace. The vow begins with the feet, not the far cliff, not the opinions behind you, not the open space below. The feet, the part of you in contact with this board. I place my feet on the bridge. This means you enter your life. You stop living only in plans, worries, memories, and imagined conversations. You meet the place where you are. You feel what is beneath you. You stop waiting to become another person before taking your own experience seriously. Then the hands. I hold the rope. You do not carry the whole structure. You use the support that exists. You ask. You receive. You reach for what is trustworthy. You remember that support can include people, practices, knowledge, boundaries, and the evidence you have gathered about your own capacity. Then the pace, and cross at my own pace, not at the pace of panic, not at the pace of comparison, not at the pace of someone who wants your uncertainty resolved for their comfort, your own pace. A pace that may quicken when the board is clear. A pace that may slow when attention is needed. A pace that can pause without turning the pause into a permanent home. Say it now. I place my feet on the bridge, hold the rope, and cross at my own pace. Let the vow be practical. It does not belong only in a quiet moment. It belongs when a message arrives and your body reacts before your mind understands. Place your feet, hold the rope, choose your pace. It belongs when someone asks for an answer you are not ready to give. Place your feet, hold the rope, choose your pace. It belongs when the old urge to explain rises. Place your feet, hold the rope, choose your pace. It belongs when loneliness makes the old cliff appear more beautiful than it was. Place your feet, hold the rope, choose your pace. The vow becomes real through use. You may forget it, then remember. You may hurry, then slow. You may grip too tightly, then loosen. A vow is not broken by every imperfect step. It is renewed by returning. I place my feet on the bridge, hold the rope, and cross at my own pace. Let this promise move through the body now. Not as a long descent away from the day, but as a way of carrying the crossing into whatever comes next. Feel your forehead. It may have been working hard, tightening around questions that do not yet have answers. Let it release the need to see the entire far cliff. This board is enough for now. Feel the space around your eyes. They may be tired from looking backward and forward, measuring distance, searching for danger, trying to predict every movement. Let your gaze return to what is present. The ropes, the board, the direction. Feel your jaw. It may hold unsaid words or repeated explanations. Let it soften around the truth that you do not owe an immediate answer to every demand. Your pace can include silence. Feel your throat. It carries the voice that may have learned to disappear when honesty felt risky. Give it room. You do not have to speak every truth today. You only need to stop telling yourself that your truth does not matter. Feel your shoulders. They may be trying to hold the bridge, the people on it, the cliffs, and the future. Let them release what was never theirs to support. The bridge has ropes. Other people have responsibilities. The future has not asked to be carried. Feel your chest. It may contain fear, hope, grief, and relief at the same time. There is room for all of them. You do not need to choose one feeling and call it the whole truth. Let your breath move through the space they share. Feel your hands. They know the difference between holding and gripping. Let them remember. You can remain connected to support without trying to control it. You can receive without surrendering your direction. Feel your stomach. It may tighten when the bridge moves. Let it know that movement has been expected. The body does not need to interpret every sway as collapse. It can wait for information. Feel your back. It has carried old weight for a long time. Let the old explanations rest. Let the need to prove every choice rest. Let the burden of being understood by everyone rest. Feel your hips. They help the body adjust when the path shifts. Let them move with what is real. Flexibility is not weakness. It is part of balance. Feel your legs. They have already carried you farther than fear admits. They do not need to cross the whole bridge at once. They only need strength for the next honest board. Feel your feet. Here you are, not where you began, not yet where you are going. Here, let the board receive your weight. You do not need to hover above your own life. You can stand in it. Take the vow once more through the whole body. I place my feet on the bridge, hold the rope, and cross at my own pace. Carry this into the next conversation. Carry it into the pause before yes. Carry it into the moment when guilt appears. Carry it into the hour when you feel behind. Carry it into the decision that requires both courage and care. You are not behind on a bridge that belongs to your life. Comparison may show you other people already standing on their far cliffs. You may look at their relationships, work, healing, confidence, or certainty, and assume you should have arrived by now. You do not know the full crossing beneath another person's life. You do not know which ropes held them. You do not know which boards they skipped in public and returned to in private. You do not know what their arrival cost. Their pace is not evidence against yours. The bridge beneath your feet has its own length, its own weathered boards, its own lessons, its own support. Your work is not to cross as someone else crossed. Your work is to remain present in your own movement. There may be people behind you who have not stepped onto their bridges. Do not turn around and drag them. You may love them. You may wish they would come. You may see possibilities they cannot yet see. But dragging someone across creates danger for both of you. You can tell the truth about what you have learned. You can offer support. You can point toward a board. You cannot place their feet. Love does not require you to stop your crossing until everyone is ready. Your movement may become permission for someone else later, not because you persuade them, because they see that another way is possible. Keep crossing. There may also be people ahead of you who call back with advice. Listen with discernment. Some will tell you where the rope is stronger. Some will warn you about a board they found difficult. Some will describe their far cliff as though it must become yours. Take what is useful. Leave what does not match your crossing. A person who has arrived somewhere does not automatically know where you belong. Your direction is shaped by your values, needs, responsibilities, and truth. Guidance can help. It cannot replace your feet. This is the new rule you are practicing. You remain the person living your life. You can be supported without being controlled. You can be advised without being erased. You can be loved without becoming owned. You can belong without abandoning your pace. The far cliff comes closer through these choices, not only because you move toward it, but because each choice makes you more capable of living there. You rest before collapse. You speak before resentment. You ask before assuming. You pause before returning to the old cliff. You use support before the weight becomes unbearable. You choose pace over pressure. These are the habits of the person who will arrive. This is how you prevent yourself from rebuilding the old rules on new ground. The smaller question planted earlier begins to answer itself. Will you permit yourself to live differently when you arrive? You are already practicing permission. Every time you move without self-betrayal, the answer becomes more honest. Every time you choose a pace your body can survive, the answer becomes clearer. Every time you use the rope instead of pretending you need none, the answer becomes stronger. You do not have to wait for the far side to prove that you are changing. The proof is in how you cross. The bridge still sways. Your hands still feel the movement. Fear still has words, but it is no longer the only voice. Your feet know the board. Your hands know the rope. Your body knows how to adjust. Your pace is becoming yours again. And soon, the crossing will become quieter. Not because the bridge stops moving, because you stop mistaking every movement for a reason to turn back. The crossing becomes quieter when you no longer ask the bridge to prove itself with every step. You begin to understand its language. A slight movement does not mean collapse. A pause does not mean failure. A backward glance does not mean you have lost your direction. A difficult feeling does not mean you have returned to the person you were. The bridge speaks through response. It moves beneath your weight, then settles into a new position. Your body responds, then finds balance. The ropes tighten, loosen, and hold. Nothing is perfectly still, yet the path continues. This may be the new rule you carry on to the far cliff. Steadiness is not frozen certainty. Steadiness is relationship. It is the relationship between your feet and the board beneath them, between your hands and the ropes available to you, between your fear and the wisdom that listens without obeying every warning, between your past and the self who can honor it without living there again, between your pace and the life that is actually yours. You may have spent a long time searching for a feeling that would tell you the shift was complete. You wanted a morning when doubt disappeared, a conversation that answered every question, a clear sign that the crossing had ended and the new version of you had fully arrived. But becoming rarely announces itself that way. It often becomes visible in ordinary moments. You receive a message that once would have pulled you into panic, and you wait before responding. You hear disappointment in someone's voice, and you remain connected to your decision. You have an open evening and do not fill it with the person who leaves you more confused. You make a mistake and correct it without turning the mistake into your identity. You feel lonely and reach toward someone safe instead of returning to what repeatedly harmed you. You recognize the old urge to prove yourself, and you let your work be enough without using exhaustion as evidence of worth. These are arrival moments, not because the crossing is finished, but because the new cliff has already begun to live inside the way you step. The question carried from the middle of the bridge can now be answered. Will you permit yourself to live differently when you arrive? You do not need to wait for arrival to say yes. Every honest step is permission. Every boundary is permission. Every time you use support, you give yourself permission. Every time you choose a pace that includes your body, you give yourself permission. Every time you refuse to rebuild the old rules on a new board, you give yourself permission. The answer is not spoken only once. It is lived repeatedly. Yes, I will rest before I disappear into exhaustion. Yes, I will listen before I agree. Yes, I will ask whether a relationship can hold real weight. Yes, I will stop calling constant tension love. Yes, I will let a peaceful moment remain peaceful. Yes, I will carry wisdom forward without carrying every wound. This does not create a perfect life. It creates a life in which you are present. There will still be uncertainty. There will still be decisions that take time. There may be losses you did not choose and changes that arrive before you feel prepared. The far cliff is not a place where human difficulty ends. It is a place where you meet difficulty with a different relationship to yourself. You no longer assume that fear is the highest authority. You no longer confuse every ending with failure. You no longer demand that your body move at the pace of pressure. You no longer carry every burden merely because you are capable of lifting it. The far cliff is not perfection. It is participation. You participate in your life instead of performing it entirely for an audience. You participate in love instead of proving your worth through pursuit. You participate in healing instead of waiting to become flawless before treating yourself with care. You participate in decisions instead of handing your direction to whoever speaks with the most confidence. The new ground becomes yours because you stand on it as yourself. There may be a moment near the end of the bridge when the old cliff calls more loudly. This can happen when change becomes real. At the beginning, the old life may assume you will return. Old patterns remain available. Familiar people expect the usual response. Your own habits believe the crossing is temporary. As you move farther away, the old arrangement begins to understand that you may not come back in the same form. Then it may call for you. A memory becomes unusually bright. An old connection reaches out. A familiar role suddenly offers approval again. The part of you that once survived there says, see, we could still belong. You may feel tenderness. You may feel temptation. You may feel grief. Do not shame yourself for looking back. The old cliff contains real parts of your life. It contains effort, love, mistakes, hope, and seasons that shaped you. You are not required to become emotionally cold in order to continue. Look with clear eyes. Ask what is calling you. Is it love that can grow with you? Is it unfinished repair supported by real change? Is it memory asking to be honored? Or is it an old pattern offering temporary relief from the uncertainty of becoming? Not every voice behind you is asking you to return. Some are asking to be blessed and released. Some are reminding you what you learned. Some are showing you how far you have come. You can answer without turning around. You can say, I remember. You can say, I am grateful. You can say, I cannot live by those rules again. Then face forward. The far cliff has been waiting without demanding that you hurry. It does not ask you to arrive as a finished person. It asks you to arrive awake, awake to what your body tells you. Awake to what actions reveal. Awake to the difference between being chosen and being cherished. Awake to the difference between being useful and being valued. Awake to the difference between a path that stretches you and a path that repeatedly harms you. Awake to your right to seek support. Awake to the fact that love can include limits. This awakening may be why everything has felt strange. You are seeing what once remained hidden beneath habit. The old shape of your life cannot feel entirely natural after you have seen beyond it. That does not mean you must destroy everything familiar. It means you can no longer call unconscious repetition peace. You have begun to know the difference. The bridge may narrow near the last boards. The destination feels close enough to imagine, but the body may become tired. This is when people sometimes rush. They want the crossing over. They want to declare themselves healed, changed, free, or finished. Do not rush the final boards. A tired body deserves the same attention as a frightened one. Your pace remains yours even when the end is visible. You do not have to turn your growth into another deadline. You do not have to produce a transformed identity for anyone. You can arrive quietly. You can let your feet meet new ground before deciding what the new ground means. Imagine the last few boards beneath you. The ropes still run through your hands. The bridge still moves. The old cliff is now farther away than the far cliff. This may be the first moment you realize how much distance you have crossed. Not all at once, not without fear, not without pauses. Board by board, truth by truth, choice by choice. You did not need to become fearless. You needed to keep returning to your feet. You did not need to control the bridge. You needed to use the ropes. You did not need to reject your past. You needed to stop asking it to decide the future. You did not need to know every detail of the far side. You needed to let the next board be enough. This is how a shift becomes a life. You practice it until the unfamiliar begins to feel like your own movement. You repeat the boundary until your voice recognizes it. You receive steadiness until your body stops searching for hidden punishment. You rest until rest no longer feels like something stolen. You choose truth until performance becomes more uncomfortable than honesty. Then one day, you notice that what once felt strange has become your new way of standing. The bridge may still be behind you. There may be more bridges ahead. A human life contains many crossings, a new role, a loss, a beginning, a decision, a relationship changing shape, a dream becoming possible, a dream being released. Each crossing will have its own boards and ropes, but you will not meet the next one as the person who stood at the beginning of this one. You will remember movement. You will remember that swaying can be part of support. You will remember that fear can travel without leading. You will remember that your pace matters. You will remember how to ask, "Does this help me cross?" These are not ideas you leave behind. They become part of your way of moving. Before your feet touch the far cliff, choose what you want to carry onto it. Not a burden, a word. One word that describes how you want to cross the remaining distance and how you want to stand when you arrive. You may choose trust. You may choose truth. You may choose courage. You may choose pace. You may choose support. You may choose peace. You may choose freedom. You may choose dignity. You may choose forward. Do not choose the word that sounds most impressive. Choose the word your body can use. A word that can become a hand on the rope when the bridge moves. A word that can remind you who is choosing the next board. A word that belongs to the person you are becoming. Let it come without pressure. Your word does not need to describe the rest of your life. It only needs to accompany the next step. Hold it quietly. Feel what changes when you place that word beside fear. Fear may still speak. Now it is not speaking alone. If your word is trust, let trust look at the ropes. If your word is truth, let truth feel the board beneath you. If your word is courage, let courage move at a human pace. If your word is support, let support carry real weight. If your word is peace, let peace remain even when nothing dramatic happens. If your word is dignity, let dignity decide what does not cross with you. If your word is forward, let forward mean one board, not the whole distance. This is your choose one word moment. No one else needs to approve it. No one else needs to understand why it must matters. It belongs between your feet, your hands, and the direction of your life. Your word can also help you recognize what belongs on the new ground. When a choice appears, you can place the word beside it. If your word is truth, ask whether the choice requires you to become less honest. If your word is peace, ask whether the choice offers steadiness or only temporary relief. If your word is dignity, ask whether you are being invited into mutual respect or back into an old performance. If your word is support, ask whether real weight can be shared. If your word is courage, ask whether courage means moving, pausing, speaking, or seeking help in this particular moment. A word does not make decisions for you. It helps you hear the values inside the decision. It is not a rule that must be followed without context. It is a point of orientation when too many voices are speaking at once. The old cliff gave you rules based on survival. Do not upset anyone. Do not need too much. Do not take too long. Do not trust your first response. Do not stop carrying what others have placed in your hands. Your chosen word can interrupt those commands. It can create one breath of space. In that breath, you can ask whether the old rule still protects you or merely keeps you familiar. Some old rules deserve gratitude before release. They helped you move through years when you had fewer choices. They kept connection when connection felt uncertain. They helped you work, care, endure, and continue. You do not need to insult them. You can tell them their work is complete. You can say, "You protected me then. You do not have to govern me now." This is how the old self travels forward without being forced to lead. You make room for every version of you at the edge of the new ground. The child who learned to watch every expression. The younger self who believed love had to be earned. The adult who carried more than anyone knew. The tired self who kept saying, "I can manage." The hopeful self who sensed another way before there was evidence. None of them needs to be pushed from the bridge. Let them gather near you. Let them see that the ropes held. Let them feel the new ground through your feet. You are not arriving alone. You are arriving with every part of you that was willing to learn. This is why compassion matters during change. Without compassion, growth becomes another rejection. You tell the old self, you were wrong, you were weak, you wasted time, you should have known. Then the new ground begins to feel like another place where only a perfected version of you is welcome. That is not freedom. Freedom says, "Come as you are, but we will live by clearer rules now." Freedom includes accountability without humiliation. It includes memory without imprisonment. It includes tenderness without surrendering discernment. It includes boundaries without red. You can become different without becoming divided against yourself. The bridge connects. It does not cut your life into acceptable and unacceptable pieces. It lets experience become wisdom. It lets pain become information. It lets mistakes become changed movement. It lets hope become direction. As you carry your word, let it connect the person behind you with the person ahead. The one behind may not believe the far cliff is possible. The one ahead may not remember how frightening the first board felt. Your word can belong to both. It can say to the past, "Your effort mattered." It can say to the future, "Your life does not have to repeat the same cost." It can say to the present, "Take this board." There is no need to make your word permanent. The next crossing may ask for another. Today may ask for truth. Tomorrow may ask for rest. A later season may ask for courage, patience, repair, or release. Words can change as your life changes. The value is not in choosing perfectly. The value is in pausing long enough to choose consciously. This moment is not about creating another identity to perform. You do not have to become the courageous person, the peaceful person, or the healed person for everyone to see. Let the word remain useful instead of impressive. Use it when no one is watching. Use it when the old pattern offers immediate comfort. Use it when a new possibility feels too quiet to trust. Use it when you are tempted to abandon your pace because someone else appears farther ahead. A true word does not shout from the far cliff. It stands beside you on the current board. It reminds you that your values are not waiting somewhere in the future. They can guide the way you cross now. Now let the bridge become a field of affirmations. You do not have to force belief into every line. Receive the ones that meet you. Let the others pass. Return to the sentence that feels usable. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. I place my feet on the bridge, hold the rope, and cross at my own pace. I trust myself to meet the board beneath me. I do not need the whole bridge to become clear at once. I can move with care without surrendering my direction. I let fear speak without giving it every decision. I carry wisdom forward and release unnecessary weight. I honor the old cliff without returning to its old rules. I let the far cliff remain open before me. I am learning that movement does not always mean danger. I am learning that balance includes adjustment. I am learning that support can hold real weight. I am learning to receive without creating debt. I am learning to pause without calling the pause failure. I am learning to continue without rushing. I can look backward without turning my life around. I can feel grief and still face forward. I can love what was and choose what is next. I can appreciate a chapter without living inside it forever. I can release a role that no longer helps me cross. I can set down guilt that belongs to old expectations. I can stop carrying responsibility for every adult around me. I can care without becoming the entire bridge. I can support others without placing their feet for them. I can ask for help before exhaustion decides for me. I can use trusted people, clear information, and wise boundaries. I can take practical action when safety requires it. I can leave what harms me without calling departure failure. I can seek qualified support without shame. I can change direction when reality asks me to. I can repair what is mine without carrying what is not. I can learn from regret without making regret my home. I can become more honest than my past behavior. I can choose again. I can adjust. I can return to myself. I can let this board be enough. I do not need to prove my courage through speed. I do not need to prove my love through exhaustion. I do not need to prove my worth through carrying too much. I do not need to earn steady ground. I do not need to make everyone understand my crossing. I do not need permission from the old cliff. I do not need certainty before every honest step. I do not need to see the final board. I need only the next true step. My pace belongs to me. My no can protect the bridge. My yes can come from truth. My pause can contain wisdom. My support can be real. My hands can hold without gripping. My knees can soften. My shoulders can release. My breath can remain with me. My body can learn a new rhythm. My life can include me. My truth can have weight. My needs can have language. My choices can have a time. My boundaries can have love. My peace can remain peaceful. I welcome what holds. I value what is steady. I recognize what is structural. I release what is only familiar. I choose evidence over fantasy. I choose discernment over panic. I choose participation over performance. I choose presence over pressure. I choose direction over urgency. I choose the board beneath me. I carry my word. I hold the rope. I trust my feet. I respect my pace. I face forward. The bridge can move. I can adjust. The ropes can hold. I can receive. The past can remain. I can continue. All. Fear may come. Wisdom comes too. Grief may come. Love travels forward. The board is here. My feet are here. My breath is here. I am here. I am crossing. I am becoming. I am supported. I am listening. I am choosing. I am moving. One honest board. One steady rope. One living breath. My own pace. My own feet. My own word. Still crossing. Still held. Still here. Forward now. The far side. New ground. I arrive awake. Let the final short lines settle without effort. You do not need to remember them all. You do not need to repeat every affirmation correctly. If your attention wandered, nothing important was lost. A crossing is not invalid because you looked at the sky, listened to the wind around the open space, or forgot for a moment how many boards were behind you. Your mind may move away and return. The meaning remains available. You can come back to one sentence. I am safe while I cross from who I was into who I am becoming. You can come back to the vow. I place my feet on the bridge, hold the rope, and cross at my own pace. You can come back to your one word. That is enough to restore direction. Nothing in this script requires perfect consent, ration. Nothing asks you to hold every line at once. The bridge has carried the parts you heard and the parts that reached beneath words. Your body may remember a slower breath. Your hands may remember the difference between holding and gripping. Your feet may remember that the next board is more useful than the whole imagined distance. Take only what serves you. Let the rest remain here. As your day continues, you may notice the old rules trying to return. They may sound reasonable because they have spoken for years. Hurry, explain, carry it all, make everyone comfortable. Do not disappoint anyone. Do not need support. Do not change too much. When these rules appear, do not begin another war inside yourself. Place your feet, hold the rope, remember your word. Then ask what the next honest board requires. Some days the answer will be movement. Some days it will be rest. Some days it will be a boundary. Some days it will be a conversation. Some days it will be qualified help. Some days it will be admitting that you are still unsure. Uncertainty does not remove you from the bridge. It can be part of an awake crossing. You are not measured by how rarely you feel fear. You are shaped by how faithfully you return to truth, support, and pace when fear arrives. This is the shift, not a sudden replacement of who you are. A new relationship with movement, a new willingness to stop calling every sway a warning, a new respect for what your body knows, a new refusal to carry what does not belong in your hands, a new capacity to live by rules chosen consciously. If everything has felt strange lately, your shift may already have started. You may have believed you were losing your place. You were learning where your feet belong. You may have believed the movement meant the path was wrong. You were discovering how a living bridge carries weight. You may have believed you were becoming too sensitive. You were hearing the first movement instead of waiting for collapse. You may have believed you were leaving yourself behind. You were bringing your truest self forward. The crossing has not asked you to become someone unrecognizable. It has asked you to stop organizing your life around identities that no longer tell the whole truth. The one who survived remains part of you. The one who cared remains part of you. The one who hoped remains part of you. Now they do not have to carry everything alone. They can place their hands on the rope. They can receive support. They can move at a pace that honors the body that brought them this far. The far cliff is near enough now for your final step. Feel the last board. It does not need to be dramatic. Your foot lifts. The bridge moves. Your hand remains on the rope. Your word travels with you. Then your foot meets ground. You may expect a celeber, creation inside you. There may be one. There may also be quiet. Arrival can feel ordinary because the person who reaches the far side has been forming throughout the crossing. The ground feels new, but your feet have been preparing for it. Take one breath here. Do not rush to name the whole landscape. Do not demand a plan for every path. Let yourself stand. The bridge remains behind you, connected to the cliff that formed you. You do not need to cut it down. You do not need to prove you will never cross backward. You only need to honor what you now know. The old rules cannot lead this new ground. Your word can, your pace can, your truth can, your support can, your awake presence can. This is not the end of becoming. It is the end of pretending that the shift has not begun. Choose your word once more. Let it be the first thing you place on the new ground. Trust, truth, courage, pace, support, peace, freedom, dignity, forward, your word, your life, your next step. All is well. The old cliff can remain behind you. The far cliff is beneath your feet. The ropes have carried their share. Your next plank is already beneath you.